So we're talking about Before I Let Go, Kennedy Ryan. Yes,
Yeah.
that's what we're talking about. So I started by saying that I've not finished reading the book because I've been afraid of reading it in terms that, oh, that if I finish reading this book, I'm not going to find another book that good. So it's like, on one hand, I want to finish it to see, like, what the peak is. You get, because when you come to before I started reading the book, in the start of the book, they gave the blurb as per, oh, that this couple, yes, definitely they divorced, and then somehow they got together again, but then the same thing that tore them apart the first time came back around. So, and I'm already like more than 80% in, and I'm like wondering, so what's the peak of this book going to be? Please don't tell me they lose another baby and another depression comes.
Yeah, I understand. Actually, I didn't see any synopsis before reading the book.
I
It's the book that I've been seeing a lot, that a lot of people have been saying it's so good, it's so good. And I've kind of been looking for a romance read. So when I saw it, I was like, let's do this. And I picked it up and it was really good. I enjoyed it. The time with it, you'd have to rush through it.
What really stood out in this book for you? Like, tell me. Okay, there's something I wrote down. The only thing I actually wrote down to ask you is, tell me top 5 reasons why someone should read this book. Like, before I let go, top 5 reasons to read this book.
As I said, I don't really read a lot of romance. I mainly use romance as like a palate cleanser. So after reading a lot of thrillers and fantasy, I just break it a little bit with romance. So it's different from a lot of books I've read because it really took the real life essence. Like it took, how do I explain this? Okay, let me rephrase that. It talked about grief, hope, depression,
Great,
recovery, and it's really portrayed it in a real life viewpoint. Like it felt like I was seeing them in my head, how it all happened, and it was something you could relate to in real life. Because I don't spoil this.
You mentioned they lost a baby, and that was not in the blog. Like I said, I didn't read the book to the end, so I can't even spoil it for someone, even if I wanted to, because everything that has already happened, it's everything that I've read to this point is still in the blog. I told you I don't know the peak of the story. You know the peak of the story, so you can avoid saying the peak of the story, but everything else we can say it. I mean, we can talk about the side characters. I love Hendrix. I love Soledad. I love,
Soledad.
that's good, Deja, because I don't have a great relationship with my mom. So
I was going to say that. Like, that was another part I related to actually.
yeah,
Because I understood being a teenager back then and always having all this fight with my mom. And
I mean that's
so I,
ones.
I definitely related to that part. I
Yeah,
did.
I definitely really.
So I love the way she wrote depression
Yes,
from different,
it was not
like, they both
I
have different ways to handle it.
therapy sections and actually be happy. Like,
Yeah.
all of the therapy chapters of the book, the relationship they have with their therapist.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I love the way she lays
So,
it. They
and it was really cool, that Josiah would not go to therapy for himself.
they both handled it differently. Like
Yeah.
it showed. I don't know. It was really crazy because it was a heavy book to read, and I was just processing it. So this is how she handled it, and it was sort of like a miscommunication trope, somewhat, because
I won't say
it was.
miscommunication because it's real. I mean, this is exactly what happens in life. People handle things differently. People handle things.
Yeah, definitely.
One major challenge is like, oh, let's keep going. And that person is like, no, I've fallen apart. I'm not going to do life again. So I feel
Yeah,
they portrayed that really well. Like, I
yeah, she did.
loved so many little things about the book. Personally, I did. Like, I'm still so in love with that book. And I'm like, someone recommend to me. I mean, when you're done reading Before I Let Go, what books can you read after?
At this point, I actually don't know because I've been going through my library and I've not really seen something to read. It happens sometimes, when you read a really good book and you're just stuck. You don't know what to read anymore. So, but I think she has a book too coming out soon, but it's going to be focused on Soledad, our relationship with our husband and our family life, I guess. I've not really read the blog. I hardly read blogs of books because I don't like knowing what I'm getting into. I feel like I just like going in blind. So like I have the full experience. So if I'm going to not finish it, and if I'm going to finish it and all that, I just prefer going in blind, essentially.
I don't. There are books are that, the reason I have them is because of Book Talk. Trust Book Talk to give you reviews. I went in blind and I was disappointed. I was like, why did I not read the blurb? Like, why did I
Yeah,
just 5 seconds and Google of this book and read what it's about? Right? That was kind to include the blurb in the beginning pages of the book. You understand? So in case you don't want it, we know in ahead of time. But the fact that she was also endorsed by Colleen Hoover helped a lot of people, because Colleen Hoover has like over 2 million followers on Instagram alone. So I mean, if you get, if she endorses you, at least about 20,000, 50,000 plus people read that book. So I think
definitely.
that also added to the success of the book. Like, it's actually Book Talk that gave recommendation, and I had it for a while, but one day I was just like, oh, I'm bored of everything I'm currently reading, let me just get something fresh. And I started it, and this kind of thing when you plan to sleep by 10, but unfortunately you start reading a book and then you go to bed by 3 a.m. That's what happened.
One more chapter. Just one more chapter. It gets us all the time. Let me ask you a question. Who did you picture as Josiah? Like a person?
Oh my god, this is so good, yes. Okay. I imagined Gabriel Union's husband,
Yeah.
Dwayne Wade. he's, he's like Josiah. What about you? Who's yours?
The younger version of Idris Elba. I think it kind of fits that demeanor they all give him. That is when he walks, his gait, his
I mean, come on, everybody's
uh,
always Chris Elba. Come on, I know the man is smoking hot for his age, but still, come on.
yeah. So that's who I chose.
How old is Idris Elba?
Actually, don't know. I think it's in his 50s or
He's
40s.
He's like 40, so I think that's why he also suits Dwayne Wade, Gabriel's husband. You said your pick is
Idris Elba.
Elba. So what about for Yasmin? Who did you imagine as Yasmin?
I don't know. I thought about it. I tried to pick a character, but I saw a Pinterest picture that was actually perfect for her, Soledad, and Hendrix. Oh, I have no idea who those people are.
Did
But when I saw it, I was like, yeah, this is perfect for the three of them. But just
you say
say,
the photo?
no, I did not. But I think I can get it back. I just have to go through my Google search history and look for it. But I felt like that was perfect for the three of them, like the picture.
The person I chose for Soledad is one of these actresses that played sisters, Tyler Perry's sisters. You know, this I don't know the exact role she plays in Sisters because I don't actively follow the series. I just happened to see an episode of it, but she kept coming to my mind, so I went to look her up. I think I also copied a few pictures of her Instagram and on Pinterest. So because I plan to make a promotional video for you know this book, this video. So I want to use them like pictures stuck together. I'm not that good at doing that yet, but I just want to try and see how it goes. And definitely, you can help me.
I'll try. I'm not really good at editing, but I'll try.
No, you're good. You're actually better than you think. I've seen your page. It's pretty. Okay, let me just summarize what you said so far. You said I just asked you to say 5 top reasons you think anyone should read this book, and you said, oh, that for you, you're not really into romance, or just a break for you in between horror. So that's one
So,
point I. But you also said you like the mental health discussion around it, and then
yes.
both agreed that we like the fact that they really portrayed that mother and daughter teen relationship when it's not working.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then so what's the fourth and fifth one now?
Let me think about it. I don't really like second chance trope in books, but I feel like she did it
Yes,
well in this book.
me too. Like,
When I see someone's review and they say second chance, I'm like, nah, I'm not reading this. She made it fit. She made it fit.
yeah,
It worked well.
it did. It worked too well. It worked too well. The second chance trip was just chef's kiss. I loved it. I loved it so much.
A lot of people prefer romance with no bombs and just like straight off to the happy ever after. But I liked the way she did this. Like they had troubles and how hard it was to resolve them, familiar issues and all that. So
And I
I
also
think that should be the
children in the books. Like, I didn't think I would like, the moment I saw they had grown up children, I was like, ugh, this is not going to be good. But look at me, few chapters, and I was like, oh, this is so good.
yeah.
Children.
I had to stay up to finish it.
Yeah.
I was like, nope, I can't sleep. I can't sleep at this
Yeah.
point. So stayed up to finish it.
Amazing. Kasim and Deja, and those girls. And I love those girls, Lupe and Deja. Remember that scene where they bonded in terms of trying to
Yeah.
to start a business, and Edward was talking her down. And then they were like, that woman, the other woman that is as successful as we want her mom to be, she has like 5 kids, and this is like teenagers putting a grown ass man down. Like,
I was like, yep. I was actually very proud of them because Edward, not a fan.
no,
We don't like him.
definitely, Soledad deserves a chance to shine because the way they've described that woman, she's held back so much of her life just to pour into her girls, and she's not really doing anything for herself at this point. So,
Focusing on motherhood.
and then there was this time that this news blew up on the internet, that Harvard mom, that lawyer, that Chinese lady, that what she's doing with her Harvard degree today is homeschooling her children. Like, I know it had mixed reactions on the web. It came out some weeks ago, and people were like, "How would you use a Harvard degree? I'm not doing anything with it." Da, da. But that's what she wants to do. And what do you know? She started content creation as a means to teach her children when the pandemic hit. And today they have like over 2 million subscribers on YouTube and like hundreds of thousands of millions of views on a daily basis because people really like their content. It's wholesome. So I'm like, yeah. So I mean, Soledad is that kind of mom. Like when I saw her character and how they were describing her, that woman came to mind. Although definitely one is Asian and Soledad is black. There, like Soledad is not actually black. She's mixed. She's many
Yeah.
mixed. She's German and she's that.
Because I don't want her with Edward. I think they're going to separate.
Yeah.
I really don't know. But I think that's how it's going to go. And she's going to find like
Yeah.
her point. She's going to, do what she wants to do and leave him behind with her friends supporting her. Definitely they will cheer her up
And I also want to see more of her daughters. I love them. I mean, we saw a bit of Lupe here. The girl that doesn't want to do modeling is acting that she mind isn't. Her daughters, all of them overachievers. The other one ballet, the other one gymnastics. I said, Haba, mommy, rest. Novels and bits. I do full novels gist. Like I'll take the whole book and I'll list it. So do you think this is what's doing?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Because the problem I've been having during long form content is, you spend so much time, so much resources. I mean, look at the problem we have with data. I mean, like, this is not something I want to say online, but you come to a point where you hardly have enough money to eat, but you're still using most of that money to buy data just to make sure you're showing up. And then when you finish all the sacrifices, what do you know? Nobody's really seeing the content you put out. That can really be like, am I even doing this thing? Like, why am I even doing this thing? Maybe I should just go get a job like my parents asked me to. Let's not live my dream.
I actually understand because engagements on here can be disappointing. It can be, but I guess it's just our love for books that just keep pushing us. Because some people have quit a long time ago because they're so frustrated. Nobody is seeing anything, no comments, no likes, nothing. But what do we do? The Instagram algorithm is bad. It's terrible.
Collaborations will still take us a long way because I'm quite hesitant about paying. paying for, promotions. They always say, oh, pay to sponsor your post, sponsor post.
Actually, had it's
Because,
bad for your
mm,
engagement. I had it's bad for your engagement. That
I think,
doesn't really
yeah,
thing.
I don't think it's bad or it's good. I think definitely if there are those options, explore them. Like I plan to do sponsored posts this year. But the thing is, before you go into sponsored posts, I feel like get resourceful. Think money last. Do you understand? Instead, reach out to people, like do this kind of things we're doing. Maybe go on live with someone, collab with people, and just explore as much options as you can. Get resourceful before you think money. You get.
Before you spend money on trying to boost the post, to understand. I actually think boosting works better for business.
Mm.
Or like just us that are doing it for fun, and I think it works better for business because I see a lot of business accounts and I hit them up or just to check out their profile from ads and all that. So I think it works better for business. Or
Yes,
like this, someone your review and just like and scroll past you get. But I think it works better for businesses.
we'll definitely figure it out. It's just one creative step at a time. Just don't
Yeah,
stop. That's the only thing. If you stop, that's when you lose. You just don't stop. So
yeah.
I think we rounded this off well today. I mean, our first life wasn't a total disaster.
It was chaotic. Yeah, it was definitely chaotic. But I had fun. I had fun. I enjoyed it.
Fun too. I got to laugh. Thank you so much, Saki or Zainab.
Thank you,
All
everyone.
right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.